You are from Tamil Nadu?
Yes, sir.
Kerala.
Yes, sir.
What is Kerala famous for?
Sir, Delhi is famous for grapes and other fruits like mangoes. And one specialty about grapes is that it's grown throughout the year.
Is this part of the export industry of India?
Sir, definitely grapes is exported to other countries as well.
And what else? Is it the whole fruit is exported, or do they undertake any kind of processing and then produce anything out of this?
Sir, it is only grapes because the processing facilities are actually inadequate, and around 30 to 40% post-harvest losses are observed. So processing, although it is there, it is inadequate.
What measures would you suggest for minimizing the harvest wastage?
Sir, one thing is we need better transportation facilities. Secondly, we need better cold storage facilities where the fruits can be stored to lower temperatures. Yes, sir, these two.
How do these two measures reduce wastage? What is the mechanism?
Sir, with as regards to cold storage facilities, the temperature is very low, so it delays bacterial activity. So therefore, the chances of spoilage are minimized. And with transportation, it reaches the market quicker.
And on time, so that wastage is prasad, sir?
So,
something to do with a little bit of science?
yeah. So, Mr. Krishna, there is a central government proposal in Delhi to construct a research lab. So, what is the research lab? And can you brief about that research?
Sir, the research lab that has been proposed is the Indian Neutrino Observatory Lab. So the idea is to detect neutrinos, which are particles which are emitted from the universe. And the idea of particles would help us to understand the universe better.
Can you brief the properties of neutrino particles? And can you tell me some other particles apart from the neutrino?
Sir, number one, neutrinos are massless particles. Number two, they don't interact with the cosmic radiation. So they usually interact only with weak radioactive forces. So that is why the chances of detection are high, since they don't interact with the general light particles.
What is the significance of these neutrinos?
Sir, they are emitted, they come from the universe, and the significance is that they will help us understand the universe better.
Okay. So your sociology of technology.
Yes, sir.
That's the subject. If you have any idea of dominant caste, can you explain dominant caste? Who expounded this concept of dominant caste?
Sir, so dominant castes are those castes. Number one, they are high on the wealth axis. They own large tracts of
What
land.
exactly definition of dominant caste? Like Shivanna.
Numerically high in number. Number two, they are usually the land-owning castes. And yes, sir, these two are the significant features. And these days, they are high with respect to education and job opportunities for qualifications as well in modern times.
Then what exactly the creamy layer? Creamy layer.
Sir, the concept of creamy layer was proposed was given by the Supreme Court in the Indra Sawhney case. So wherein income criteria and ownership of land and job positions were used to describe the creamy layer among the other backward castes, so as to target reservation better.
So you describe yourself where exactly you are part of creamy layer or dominant caste in Tamil Nadu, your caste?
Sir, ours is not a dominant caste, but according to the guidelines prescribed by the Supreme Court, we come under the non-creamy layer.
See, in Tamil Nadu, inside Panchayat election center, we are always clashed between dominant caste versus scheduled caste, especially in times of election center. How do you react in this context? The dominant caste, where they are dominant politically, economically, socially. So the situation is like Madurai district center. A lot of killings takes place in the scheduled caste. So how do you explain the situation in the context of dominant caste, their presence?
Sir, historically they have enjoyed access to political power, then economic power in terms of wealth. However, after the 73rd and 74th Amendment Act, so their political hegemony has been challenged, and moreover, the modern occupations today are not caste-based; they are based on merit. So the lower castes and scheduled castes have been able to benefit from it. So they feel threatened by this, and that is why there has been increasing violence. And apart from that, they are against intercaste marriages.
There is a phrase called because of this 7th Amendment. So by giving reservation to these groups of society, it is made politically inclusive, but socially exclusive. Politically they are inclusive, they are given membership, reservation, but they are socially still exclusive. How will you explain this situation? If that is so, what should be the strategies to address this?
Sir, they have some of the dominant castes within the backward castes have been able to take advantage, and they have the castes that have risen to good positions. However, there are castes at the bottom of the hierarchy in the other backward castes. They have not been able to benefit, so they have been socially excluded in this regard. So this is the interpretation that I am able to.
What is your reaction? Whether you want this to be continued or you would like to address this issue if you were to be an officer?
Sir, no, definitely this issue has.
The issues will come to you when you become officer. So how do you address this issue?
Sir, definitely this issue has to be addressed because our country, we are progressing.
Any strategy you would like to suggest? Specifically as an officer, how would you address this issue? Somebody who comes with.
So number one is through better targeting, and suggest the use of better targeting parameters. For example, the socio-economic class census for better targeting. And number two is if I am posted in a district, I would promote cultural activities so that there is an element of inclusiveness and there is no discrimination. Besides public awareness campaigns, so as to reduce the stigma to this.
Yeah, there has been a recent major kind of a dispute which has happened in our place. The states have been divided into two, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Do you justify this partition of the division of the state into two, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh?
The reason for the division was.
Do you justify it in the sense you agree with the separation in the first place and it was the logic?
To some extent, yes, because the state of Telangana, they were backward districts and they were not receiving adequate attention. So this problem has been addressed through state division, wherein new districts have also been formed and they can be better targeted and governance can be better. This is number one. says, yes, ma'am, majorly it was done in the interest of governance.
No, on what basis you say that they were backward, they are left behind? On what's the basis for you to argue that it was left behind the development processes?
Ma'am, they were facing water deficit, and the irrigation schemes were not properly reaching because there was diversion of irrigation funds towards other districts which were already growing crops like in coastal Andhra Pradesh and some other districts. So they felt that these areas didn't receive adequate attention.
Do you think now the Telangana government is addressing this issue? How are they addressing?
Ma'am, they have come up with schemes like, for example, the Bhagirath scheme, which talks about providing drinking water, and Mission Kakatiya, where they are desilting tanks so that the issue of water scarcity is addressed. And also the security aspect has been increased through greater deployment of police personnel. That way issues are being addressed.
No, major issue, if my understanding is correct, was about employment opportunities. Okay, for the Telangana people, they were left behind. So do you think this is being addressed now, and any progress has been made to address this?
Ma'am, since more districts have been created and district headquarters are being set up, definitely employment would increase to some extent. But however, this is only the public sector and it cannot absorb all the employed youth. Therefore, with the central government introducing schemes like Skill India and Make in India, the employment problem would be addressed to some extent.
Suppose you are posted there, so what will be your thought for kind of a strategy, preferred strategy to bring about Telangana Assembly?
Number one, I would ensure that the agricultural extension services are targeted better because there's a vast rural population as well. I would ensure that they receive adequate benefits through all the schemes. Number two is I would ensure that the skilling centers are able to properly absorb the youth who are facing unemployment. So these would be the major issues I would target: agriculture and unemployment.
Which language? Telugu.
Yes, sir.
Which language?
Comes under which category?
In the country.
Generally, we classify the languages
Yeah.
as Indian language. So Telugu language comes under which category?
It's called a classical language.
No.
Okay. Classical language.
Okay, it's a
Ancient.
Sir, you're asking whether it comes under Aryan or Dravidian language. You're talking about the Dravidian classification of Telugu.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, it majorly covers the southern states of India, the Dravidian, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Tamil Nadu.
After Indian and South India. Next place is
Sir, it was some portions of central India where the Satavahana dynasty was there, Kakatiya dynasty was there.
But they acquired power.
Correct. Those who become corrupt, they see it as a tool of empowerment. So maybe that is one of the reasons. But however, a lot of people use power for upliftment of weaker sections. For example, if I may talk about Gandhiji, he was vested with power by our masses, and he used that same power to for the cause of our freedom. So that way, power is a double-edged sword, sir. Depends on how you use it.
But how can you be sure that the power won't corrupt you?
Sir,
How can you be sure that the power won't corrupt you?
sir, unless if the person is ethically grounded, then we can make sure that power is not misused. And second thing is by promoting transparency. For example, now we are coming up with digital initiatives wherein we are talking about e-governance, wherein initiatives taken at the district level or at the state level have to be listed online, and there is online grievance redressal. This way administrators are held accountable. This way power can be not misused.
Well, where do you think we have gone wrong in tackling the Kashmir issue? Why have we failed as a nation? What are the reasons for the failure of the Indian government in setting right things in Kashmir?
Sir, I wouldn't call it as a failure. We are still trying to address the governance deficit in Jammu and Kashmir. However, the issue has also been perpetrated by external elements like our hostile neighbor through the instigation of militancy. That is one of the reasons. However, to ensure that it doesn't result into a total failure, we need to ensure that for number one, governance deficit is addressed, and number two, employment is there. Like we have schemes like Ustad and Nai Manzil, where employment issue is trying to be addressed. And then our army is coming up with initiatives wherein they are starting sports academies, giving coaching to Kashmiri students. So this way we are trying to address the issue.
Do you think the action taken by the Kashmir government to put an FIR on the major is the right one?
Sir, pardon, I didn't get the last.
The army major has been charged. Do you think it's a correct response?
Sir, I'm exactly not aware why FIR was filed on him, so I'm unable to comment on it, sir.
You are unable to comment.
Because I'm not aware of the exact reason why FIR was filed against him. I'm not aware of the exact reason, so that is why I'm unable to comment.
You aren't aware of the exact reason?
Yes, sir.
No, the reason is that the army took the initiative to fire the people, and he was responsible as the leader of the group. That was the thing. So, how do you justify that action?
Sir, in a democracy, this is a tool. We have tools to file complaints against anybody, like be it the Prime Minister or even the President. And that way, I think the Jammu and Kashmir government has used a democratic means to vent its grievance.
You mean say army is no exception?
Yes, sir. And so they have every means to vent their grievance, and this issue can be democratically sorted out.
Okay.
A few days back, Prime Minister Modi made a statement to Parliament that if Vallabhbhai Patel is to be Prime Minister, India got full Kashmir. What is your reaction?
Sir, our leaders, they are entitled to their opinions. However, I don't think any Prime Minister would jeopardize our...
Was it politically correct?
Sir, it could have been due to multiple reasons. And as I said, they are entitled to their opinions because every individual has a subjective perspective.
That's fine. But implications. It is a statement, but the citizen, if the statement was right politically, or you think not desirable?
Maybe as a leader with a person holding a high public office, maybe this could have been avoided because we don't know, because it's a subjective perception. However, having said that, they are entitled to their opinion.
So there's already a statement, if Jinnah were to be Prime Minister of India, what would have happened? This is today's paper, it's all equally an argument. If Jinnah were to be Prime Minister of India, what would be the statement? India would have got more into that.
A section of thinkers says that Article 370, there is the only tool which is connecting the Jammu and Kashmir with India. Otherwise, it's not a part of India. What's your opinion on this?
Sir, Article 370 was drafted keeping the special concerns in mind of Jammu and Kashmir then, because it was under turmoil because of militancy instigated by Pakistan then during the time of independence. So special circumstances were needed to address the democratic setup there, and that is why Article 370 was propounded to also ensure a level of autonomy. So that is one of the reasons.
The king of Jammu and Kashmir is not willing to sign the Indian Accession Act. In certain situations, he was made to sign the Indian Accession Act. And of course, this Article 371 was created. And that is the only tool which links Jammu and Kashmir to India. Even in our Prime Minister, Nehru, he gave a statement in the New York Assembly, UN Assembly that so there in Jammu and Kashmir, people's referendum will be conducted, and based on the people's opinion, so the fate of Jammu and Kashmir will be decided. But so far, we have not conducted any referendum there. Do you think that should be integral part of it?
Sir, for the referendum to happen, there are certain conditions that have to be met. For example, it has to be completely demilitarized, the region. And however, with Pakistan having occupied the Gilgit-Baltistan area, it doesn't promote conditions. It's not conducive for the referendum to be held. And moreover, I do not think we need a referendum at this point, sir, because the people are already exercising their vote through elections. For example, recently there was 70% turnout in elections. So which means they believe in the current government setup.
To use the word the integral part of India, that last time. Jammu is integral part of India, so no need of referendum.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So I would just one particular point I would like to bring to your attention. I'm impressed by your answers. But when a question was raised on corruption, you somehow tried to be a little bit of evasive. Which I found that to be a deficit in your you say that Prime Minister leaders have their own right to opinion, but you should also have a right to opinion. And your opinion was that majority of the people are honest. You cited the case of Mahatma Gandhi, and you said, though he had powers, he was misused. Did Mahatma Gandhi have political power?
No.
Did he occupy any position of power? So you need to be careful. And you need to give your own opinion unless your opinion is offensive. That can be avoided. One can be diplomatic, but one should not be evasive. Oh yeah.
Sir, I don't know how to address that question, sir, because if I say it was a political statement, then maybe it would have been offensive.
It is like, for example, Sir also said that power corrupts. Yes, power corrupts people, but then there are some people who are above that. Which means that there are others who are part of that corruption. And we know very well that corruption is very, very pervasive in the country. Not only in the case of officers that are held by the government people, but it has percolated into non-traditional institutions like educational institutions, health institutions, and people, particularly teachers and doctors, have become corrupt. You may be knowing that, but then you don't have to be worried about it. If we ask the question which talks about, which we want you to talk about, let us say, against the country, against nationalism and all that, you can say that that is not. No. But then, issues which deal with socio-economic and political aspects of Indian life, I think you can be little frank. Okay? And I'm very happy that you are a very smart guy and you have dressed well. And what I appreciate is that before answering the question, you take some time to understand the question. A pause. I would not say that there is a pause, which is what we expect. That we need to take time to understand the question and also to calculate in your mind what would be the right answer. This is very. Have you ever been trained on this before? You had no? Very good.
So first time you will be facing the.
No, sir. Last time I gave the
Last time you gave the interview.
New field questions.
Okay. You are not able to make it to.
No, I didn't get any service.
Now what I felt is your answers were not up to the mark when sir asked about this system, obviously a dominant caste and about female aid. Now here there is a short questions for you in the UPSC potential because your subject is social. You need to work on that.
He has good understanding of society also. That's why I asked specifically definition of Muslims. Yes, numerically and economically. That could be there.
Any other deficiency?
Questions not
confidence.
Just-
More
just,
confidence in awareness,
I
not to
will
being
not-
arrogant as Sir rightly said. A little more confidence, I think, would really help.
I do think that
Yes.
I just observed as a personality thing. I think you keep bending your head quite quickly.
Just by the pause.
Not very bend almost that's it. At least that show confidence in look at people, you know, say, Secondly, I think as